Hey guys, welcome back. What a day in the market. We're gonna look at it. We'll look at GME broke that 52-week low support. What's gonna happen? Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at Happy Money YT and jump on our Discord server. Link for those in the description. Yeah, so jobless claims came out this morning. Not enough people have lost their jobs, so the market sold off. That is bearish, and it was quite a sell-off. Volume was very low, but this was a big move down with really no relief rally until towards the end of the day. Didn't even make it back up to VWAP all this time, and it was just pinned on the RSI on the oversold. It seemed like maybe a fund or something was getting blown up, honestly. Tesla has just been on a tear on the downside for the last 10 days. This thing's lost a ton of value, and I read that the stock market since January, basically this year, has lost almost $12 trillion, which is crazy. But yeah, how I was saying yesterday, I wasn't too sure if this would be continue this bullishness, and of course it depended on the data today. And sure enough, it did sell off on that and even broke through that support down here by a long shot. We made it all the way down to supports from back here. But then this 2 o'clock basically reversed and regained quite a bit of it, 1.4% overall down. So open to close, not a huge down day, but at one point we were down over 2%, I think, down the SPY. So it looks bearish. We do have data coming out tomorrow. PCs coming out in the morning, 8:30, and that could definitely move the market. So there is it is still bearish. I mean, MACD is bearish. We got red under the 9 moving average up here. This looked like sell-off, consolidation, and now it's broken the support, probably more downs. We even have kind of a shoulder here, this head and the shoulder. But we could be seeing a little RSI divergence here. So with this low here and this low here, this is a higher RSI. Now it's not confirmed until tomorrow closes. So basically, if tomorrow closes and it pulls this RSI up at all from where it is today it was at 4202. If tomorrow it closes and this is up, then that will be RSI divergence, which would be a bullish one. So we will see. We could have a rally. After tomorrow, which would be good for GME too. On the hourly chart, we have an engulfing candle here, which is bullish. And we actually have an RSI divergence here on the hourly, which I don't like those very much. They're not as reliable on that shorter time frame, but it is there. Lower lows, higher lows. So it really depends to me on tomorrow if we're going to continue to see just probably pretty severe sell-off, probably similar to something like here. Or if we see a bit of a bounce and kind of maybe even fill this gap up here before we have another big move down. GME, yeah, I did futures today on SPY and natural gas, and it's gone pretty well, thankfully. GME, big sell-off, low volume, which isn't good even on a sell-off for GME historically. We'll see if that's changed now since the split. A lot of things have changed. I don't think it has, but remains to be seen at this point. Did break through that our 52-week low, which was back here in 1940. Broke through that for a pretty far amount. 18.50 it hit. The body did close up above it, so it's not all bad. It didn't close down here, so it does show some signs of bullishness, and it bounced, of course, and rallied with the rest of the market towards the end of day. So GameStop with the lower volume, I'd like to see more volume. It was a little bit more today than the last, what, 3 days. But if tomorrow, if we close below that 1940 and the volume hasn't increased, I think we'll probably keep coming down, and that will probably happen if the market does the same. So yeah, for me, I actually had to reduce some exposure. Just financially, I'm not able to keep the exposure I have. I wanted to have the rally and close out of some end of this month, beginning of the next month. But yeah, it breaking that support and not showing volume, I needed to close some shares, just because that's, you know, it could be a little false breakout, and it's possible, and I might be buying back in the 20s, which I'm fine with to miss some of it. But yeah, I mean, end of day definitely helped make it look more bullish since that candle body closed above it and the higher volume, but it did break that low, and it's not the same kind of volume that we've seen when we've been getting to a bottom like here. You know, so if we have a day like this where it's a lot more volume that bounces, and that would be significant for a bottom, I think. And then even back here, if you look, see the volume was increasing. Then it kind of died off, but it was holding that level. And even back here, the volume kept increasing. So even if when it's coming down, I want to see that volume increasing to show that it's getting to a low. So I think it does matter tomorrow on the data. Again, yeah, I'll be buying back in happily and eat a little bit of the loss if that's the case. Otherwise, I'll just be holding capital for a low, and then I'll probably be shorting puts on it if we don't see a reversal here by tomorrow or even next Tuesday. But if tomorrow is red, then Tuesday will probably be red. And the way the first half of today looked, it was pretty awful. It was low volume, but it was basically a capitulation. Like, it was bad looking. So depending on data tomorrow, I think we could see this, but even worse tomorrow, and then that would line up for a bad Tuesday. So Monday, stock markets are closed. Tomorrow, the bond markets are closed. Let me show you guys what we did on here. So actually, I still have it open. There's a long ES I have that I opened up at the bottom. Today was, it's kind of like, I'm noticing on the SPY as I'm just trading it more itself and just kind of scalping. You have kind of range bound days and then kind of breakout days, and sometimes you have both. Sometimes they have false breakouts. But you know, some days I'm trading it more just in the range. Other days I'm trying to just run on the breakout. So this was more of a range day, right? Where it had a big run up. You could have grabbed that run up, or just waited for the range to show itself. And then it did, and it showed itself in the bull flag, which made me bullish on it in the short term. And it actually ripped up in the after hours. And I thankfully closed those futures yesterday in the after hours. It was up higher, and I closed and took profits on that and my natural gas futures. But this one, yeah, it was just, you know, going long on the supports and shorting the peaks. So back and forth. Today was more playing the breakouts. And it's hindsight, but yeah, you have to just be concise and be what's the word? I can't even think of the word, but yeah, basically just be concise and be quick to act when you see what you're waiting to see. So this was a bear flag this morning, and then it broke through that low. So could be a false breakout, but once you've got confirmation, you've got to act. And this morning I missed this, so didn't act on this. I don't like to usually trade that early because it's just way more volatile and could totally reverse quickly. But yeah, that being said, if you just acted on that break, you know, I had different supports drawn, would have been good. So playing the break of that, and then you could have just been in it the whole time, really. I played it down here. Let's see, breaking, I think like around here I played it for this break. And then so that was tough because then it just kind of consolidated here for a while. I maybe even closed some here. I think I got shaken out somewhere here. and I played it again on this break again, and this was way oversold, which I don't like to do. I don't like to short when it's already so low. You know, shorting into the lows is just sketchy, but I was doing it today, and sometimes you just don't even have to worry about that or look at that, and just read the chart and just go for it. And so that's what I was doing today, and it was working. So I was breaking this support level, shorted it here, held through this, and then it just flushed down here, and then I maybe even closed it here, and then I think I just waited it out. And then on this engulfing candle on the green, I was expecting a bump at some point. I got shaken out up here on a rally, which sucked. Wasn't too bad. I like how just the ESs actually trade. I'm finding just the full size minis, not the micros. So it's engulfing candle, and it was at a support, somewhat of a support. I had 2 supports here. And then so I went long here, and yeah, I had to hold through this, which wasn't actually that easy after basically all day was capitulation. And then it set up this little inverse head and shoulders, and this was, this was 45 minutes of just holding this contracts. That was down mostly a little bit, and then it just started ripping. And I actually put a stop limit just for break even, and I left for the day and came back, and yeah, it's way up here. So that's where we have this, and now it's like, okay, do I hold overnight? Probably not, because I'd probably close before the data comes out at 8:30 anyways. So I don't think it's gonna have like a big move overnight in anticipation of data. So when futures open back up at 6, I'll probably close this. Actually, I should have closed it before 6. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. And then of course I did natural gas today also. It was kind of a wash on that one, I think. Natural gas, it broke its low today, so it was a breakout play, but it trades so volatile. It's like a really illiquid stock, the natural gas futures, just because it snaps around. It's crazy. But yeah, today on it, let's see. I actually caught the run up. I caught a little run up on it. Where was it? 22. Was it this rally did I catch? No. Oh, this one maybe. Yeah, this one, and then I didn't close out the long soon enough. I should have seen it was at VWAP. I should have seen it was at a resistance, and I should have just closed it. But so I didn't make as much on that one. That one would have been. These natural gas contracts move crazy. Yeah, they're crazy how much they move. So I ended up closing out like here, even though there wasn't really any signs. It was just I should have taken it at this resistance, and then it just plummeted. And then once it broke this low, I actually opened up a short here, bear flag, and it broke that support. That's a long time support. On the futures, it's like the $6 range. There's a weekly chart here, so basically this support. So nat gas might keep coming down while USA is having like its coldest days on record in like 32 years or something crazy. So I took that short, grabbed it, closed it out here, maybe even went long there and got shaken out because I had this engulfing candle, and then I'm thinking, okay, it's and then I'm getting shaken out both ways, and kind of just I started to whipsaw a little bit on natural gas, which sucks. And you just have to step back, and sometimes even just inversing or looking at it and thinking, just waiting or just inversing even. But yeah, we'll see where that one goes. SPY GME, pretty well correlated. We need volume on GME. The most bullish thing to me on GME right now would be that body closed above the support, and we're actually look at this. We're going to have a divergence on GME also potentially, just like SPY, from this day to this day. So we'll get a RSI divergence there if tomorrow we close higher and this RSI ticks up from 35.24, which would be very bullish. So at 1858, I know you guys on Discord were loading up. I shed a tear. I was so proud. It's like, wow, you guys are confident. I wasn't as confident. I was breaking that low. The market looks so ugly. I'm like, this looks like we're about to just have a flash crash, and GME is not holding up anything. Besides that though, the most bullish thing is this borrow fee. So it's ripped up today even more. This is very good. So we're at 27%, and they're basically out of shares. Yeah, look, this is actually 330, so they're out of shares. Last time it was updated, it was at 27%, it's out of shares. And if you look at stock price, what it does, and the borrow fee goes up, yes, rip. So maybe that's a a leading indicator of the market that's going to rip tomorrow on the data. Who knows? Data is good or bad. Market can still rip. And we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on Discord. Merry Christmas. Peace out.